Hello students, welcome to my channel Engineers Academy. Let's solve this particular problem. In this problem we are required to determine the magnitude of this force F so that the resultant force of these three forces is as small as possible. And further it is said that what should be the magnitude of that smallest resultant force. Right, so for this problem, to solve this problem, first we need to do is that we will see the graphical analysis of this problem, right? So for that what I will do is that I will add these three forces by head to tail method, right? So if let's say if this is our 8 kilonewton force which is acting in the horizontal direction, right? So let's say that this is my 8 kilonewton force which is acting in the horizontal direction, making 0 degrees with the x-axis. If this is our positive x and y axis, right? So let's say this is our 8 kilonewton force. So then what we will do is that we will add this 14 kilonewton force with this 8 kilonewton force by using the head to tail rule, right? So I will place the tail of 14 kilonewton force on the head of this 8 kilonewton force, right? So let's say that this is that 14 kilonewton force, right? And this 14 kilonewton force is making that 30-degree angle, right, which is given. So now this F is making 45 degrees with the horizontal, right? So let's say if I draw that F force, so in order to add this F force to this 14 kilonewton force, what we will do is that we will place the tail of this F force on the head of this 14 kilonewton force, right? So this will be our F force, right? And this F force is making 45 degrees with the horizontal, right? So let's say if I draw a horizontal line here, so then this F force must make 45 degrees, right? This is given. So the resultant of these three forces will be from the tail of this 8 kilonewton force to the head of this F force, right? So this will be the resultant, right? So now in this particular problem we are required to find the smallest resultant force, right, that determine the magnitude of force F so that the resultant force of these three forces is as small as possible, right? So now if we look into this resultant, right, this black arrow is the resultant, right? So if I move this black arrow, so as we can see that at one particular point the magnitude of this resultant will be small, and if I move this resultant towards the right like this, right, so then its length increases, right? And if we move this resultant the head of this resultant towards this direction, towards the left, right, so its length increases again, right? If I extend the line of action of this F force, right, this is that F force, we can write that this green one is that F force and this is the line of action of this F force, right? So now if I move this resultant vector, the head of this resultant vector on the line of action of this force F, right, so at one particular point the length of this resultant will be smallest, right? And at that particular point this resultant will be making 90 degrees with that force F, right? So this means that if this resultant is making 90 degrees with this F force, so then at that particular point the resultant will having its minimum value, right? So now what I will do is that I will draw two axes here on this diagram, right? So if I draw one axis is parallel to the F force, right, like this, and then if I draw one another axis is perpendicular to this F force, right? So let's say that this axis is perpendicular to that F force, right, or to this line. So let's say that this axis is x dash, and let's say that this axis is y dash, and x dash and y dash axes are making 90 degrees with each other, right? So now from this analysis, from this graphical analysis, we can conclude that if this resultant is acting along this y dash axis, right, so in that particular case this resultant will have minimum value, right? As we can see that if I draw that y dash axis here, if we draw that y dash axis here, let me draw it like this. If this is our y dash axis and if this is our x dash axis, right, like this, so if the resultant is acting along this y dash axis, so at that particular case the resultant will have its minimum value, right? So from this graphical analysis, to find the minimum value of the resultant will be acting along this y dash axis. So if the resultant is acting along the y dash axis, so this means that our x dash component of the resultant need to be 0, right? And the r y dash of the component of the resultant will be equal to the magnitude of the resultant, right? So this is very important conclusion for this particular problem. You people have to remember this, right? So now from this conclusion, as we know that our x dash will be equal to the summation of all the components along the x dash axis, right? So let's say that this 8 kilonewton force is F1, and let's say that this is F2. We know that this F1 is making 45 degrees with the x dash axis, right? So this F1 will have one component which will be acting in the negative x dash direction, right? This F1 will have one component like this, right? And this F1 will have one another component which will be parallel to the x dash axis like this, right? So this F1 is making 45 degrees with the x dash axis, right? So let's say that this red one is F1 x dash and this one is F1 y dash, right? So this is parallel to the y dash axis and this is parallel to the x dash axis, right? So as we know that F1 is making 45 degrees with the x dash axis, so this means that F1 x dash is the cos component, right? So I can write that r x dash is equal to F1 x dash, which is F1 cos of 45, and F1 is 8 cos of 45 degrees. Similarly F2 x dash, right? So as we know that the F2 is making 30 degrees with the horizontal, right? So we have to find this angle in order to find the components of this F2 along the x dash and y dash axis, right? So now as we can see, if I draw these forces here, right? So this is that F force, right? And this is that F2 force. This is F force. F force is making 45 degrees. This is given with the horizontal, and this F2 force is making 30 degrees, right? So what is this angle, right? This angle is 180 minus 30 minus 45, right? So this is 105 degrees, right? So this overall angle is 105 degrees, right? So we can write that this is 105 degrees, right? But we are interested to find this angle, right? So this whole angle is 105 and this angle is 90. So 105 minus 90, so this angle is 15 degrees, right? So this means that F2 is making 15 degrees with the y dash axis, right? So now if we resolve this F2 into its components along the x dash and y dash axis, right? So this F2 will have one component which will be acting like this, right? So we can write that this is F2 y dash, and similarly this F2 will have one component which will be acting like this. This will be parallel to the x dash axis, right? So this will be F2 x dash axis, right? So now from this triangle we can say that F2 x dash is the sine component, right? Since F2 is making 15 degrees with the y dash axis, right? So F2 x dash is the sine component, right? And this component, this F2 x dash, is acting in the negative x dash direction, right? So we can write that this is minus, and this is F2 is 14 sine of 15 degrees, right? And similarly the third vector, that is the force F, is acting in the negative x dash direction, right? So I will write that this is minus F, right? And from that graphical analysis we have concluded that our x dash will be equal to 0 if the resultant is acting in the y dash direction, right? So this means that this whole sum will be equal to 0, right? So from this we can find that F force, if I bring this minus F to the other side of equation, so then we will be left with this equation, right? So if we solve this, so then this is 8 cos of 45 minus 14 sine of 45. Sorry, this is 15, right? So this is 2.03, right? So the F magnitude is 2.03 kilonewton, right? So it is the magnitude of F for which the resultant will be minimum, right? And now if we find our y dash, right, so this will be equal to the summation of all components along the y dash axis, right? So then this will be equal to the resultant, right, from this conclusion, the resultant magnitude, right? So now this will be equal to f1 y dash plus f2 y dash, right? And since F force is acting in the x direction, so it will have no component in the y dash direction, right? So F1 y dash, so R, so F1 y dash is the sine component, since again F1 is making 45 degrees with the x dash axis, so this is 8 sine of 45, and it is acting in the negative y dash direction, so I will write that this is minus 8 sine of 45, and this F2 y dash is acting in the positive y dash direction, so I will write plus, and this is the cos component, right? So I will write that this is 14 cos of 15 degrees, right? So the resultant magnitude is equal to, so this is minus 8 sine of 45 plus 14 cos of 15. So this is 7.866, right? So the resultant magnitude is 7.866 kilonewton, right? So this resultant magnitude is the minimum, right? And the force F is equal to 2.03 kilonewton in order to have that minimum resultant whose magnitude is equal to 7.866 kilonewton. So I hope you people would have understood this tricky problem, right? So you people have to remember that in order to have the minimum resultant, for this particular case the resultant need to be perpendicular with this F force, right? So in that particular case the resultant will have the minimum value.